Hello, everybody. Reggie Time here, and today we are going to be just talking very quickly about my last week. It's a very short weekly update. There's no live poker, no hands to review. Um, so yeah, let's get right into it. So last week, this is how it looked in the red and blue, in the red and green columns. There's actually 8 days worth because I played a session yesterday towards the end of the day, which counts as today on the software, but for me counts as last week because it was played Sunday evening. So we got off to a fantastic start to the week. We were up like over 6,000 chips in the first 2 days, which is like over 12 buy-ins up for the week. And then we just went on a spell where um, we didn't run that good. I mean, obviously here, these two first days we ran exceptionally well, way over EV, massively over EV. And then we kind of had these 2 days where we either these 3 days, sorry, where we either never got there when we needed to or never held when we wanted to. Then we kind of like I took Saturday off. I'd say 94 hands. That's probably played from the Friday night, I would say. I didn't play anything at all Saturday. Saturday is like do things with my wife. Went and met some family in the park for a walk. Um, Met some other family, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Good day of racing. Basically, didn't play a hand of poker for the whole of Saturday. And Sunday, I had a shortish session, did okay. Then a longer session in the evening, and yeah, broke even. Okay. So if we look at that in terms of hands for the week, because this is like the whole week to date so far, they won't work this way all the time, but given that we started on the 1st of February, we played 4,590 hands last week, and we made 7 buy-ins. So um, it's hard to say, really. I've been speaking to a few people about what they think expected win rates are in these exact games that we're playing, not in the game in general, but in the Tencent anti games we're playing. Um, One player thinks 20 antis 100 is a fair assessment of what can be won. I think that's maybe slightly ambitious. I think maybe my expected win rate in these 10-cent anti gauges maybe 15 antis 100, which doesn't convert to a fantastic hourly because we're maybe getting um, 200, 210 hands per hour in. So if we're only winning 15 antis per 100, 15 antis is what, like $1.50 plus then you get 200 hands an hour. We're only making maybe with rate back like $4 an hour tops, which is a rubbish hourly. And that's not because like the win rate's poor, it's because it's just hard to get loads of hands in. If you're only playing 200 hands an hour, and you need to move up a little bit to increase your hourly, which is my plan long term. But at the moment, I don't need to make the extra money. I'm really enjoying the game. I'm enjoying learning the game. I'm enjoying the stakes that I'm playing, and still need to get used to the swings because this wasn't fun. When I just went like the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of just like losing every day, that wasn't fun. It was a test of a mental game. Not, I didn't tilt. I didn't. But I was just like, oh god, this is a pain in the ass. And if I was playing for more meaningful money to me, and these losses turned into whatever that is, 939, 4,200, which is $80. So if that was instead of being $80 down, so I was playing 3 times higher. If that was like a $250 downswing, then that would have properly pissed me off. But I played poker for 3 hours for 3 days. I've put like 10 hours into it, and I've fucking 300 and something dollars down. Um, yeah, that would then challenge my mental game. So the things I still need to learn about this game, in my opinion, is a really be confident in my strategy. I'm still not 100% confident in the things I'm doing. I'm playing well and beating the games because my opponents are so damn awful. So things are going well for me, but I still don't think I'm playing anywhere near as well as I would want to be playing. I don't think I'm playing anywhere near well enough to warrant increasing the pressure by moving up stakes yet. I still haven't got my pre-flop strategy down where I want it yet. Um, I'm still mixing between like limping and raising, and I think that's the correct strategy. I think at some tables, when you're in early position, if you've got loads of aggressive players behind, um, limping's a less attractive proposition. Because if you're like trying to limp in under the gun, and you've got maybe three players behind you, all with say 20% PFRs, there's a very good chance one of those guys is going to squeeze, or one of the nits wakes up with a really big hand. So you're limping under the gun. Then you're faced with a decision: do I want to call 10 or 12 antes with like most of it? Because if we're limp raising, say aces, ace king, kings, maybe queens, maybe ace queen suited against like the most manic of players, still leaves an awful lot of your limps that are just having a limp fold or limp call a large bet and then play the part out of position. So I've started at those tables with more aggressive players behind me, who just don't let you limp and see cheap flops. I've started with the small raises again in early position. Fucking, how the fuck can the phone ring at this time in the cunning morning? It's only 10 o'clock. Doesn't normally ring this early. Well, that'll have to be rung back in a minute. Um, so yeah, it's like I've started doing small limps because these maniacs, they will isolate very wide. If you limp and another player limps, they're making it like 15 antes on the button, and there's just nothing you could do. You limp folding too much and being fucking answer machine message and being blown off your equity too much. Whereas if you just like raise for six antes, then their three bet stats are really low, and they're just calling a lot then with hands that, in my opinion, you say they're in there with, say, I don't know, like a king queen, and I've got an ace jack suited. If I'm limping the ace jack suited, they might make it 15 antes with the king queen. Whereas if I'm making it six antes from early position with ace jack suited, they're not going to three bet the king queen. Then they're just going to call with the king queen most of the time. That's what I'm finding anyway. I'm finding that I'm getting to flops cheaper by raising raising from early position, with maniacs in the pot than I am by limping. And I can still employ a limp race strategy against the same players because they're just not going to adjust to me. Some guy playing 72 fucking 24 is not going to be like, oh, Reggie's been limping. Sorry, Reggie's been raising. All of a sudden he's limped. I'm suspicious. I'm going to over limp. They're just going to be doing the maniac thing. So I'm trying to, like, at the right tables, just do what I think the right play is for my hand, rather than trying to have like an overall balanced strategy, which I think in these games, in these exact games at these limits, try to play like balanced and unexploitable. A, it's very hard to do because I'm very new to the game, and B, I don't even think it's the right thing to do. I think just doing what your hand wants to do when you're playing against a plethora of terrible players, playing every hand in a vacuum, is probably the best strategy anyway. But the point being, I still haven't got my strategy anywhere near as nailed down as I want it to be. I haven't got, it's still changing week after week after week. I'm doing this, changing that, changing my bet sizes. Fucking hell's bells. Get the fuck off. Yes, I haven't got a strategy I'm totally comfortable with yet. And that's despite being up this many chips. I mean, we're up 56 buy-ins in, well, no, 58 buy-ins in less than 20,000 hands. So we're smashing it at the minute, for a massive, I think it's almost 30 antes 100. So we're absolutely smashing the game up to bits, and I'm still not happy with where my game is. I'm happy enough that it's good enough for me to be very competitive, as you can see, but I'm not happy with my approach yet, and I need to improve. And there's no point moving up until you are happy. This could be a 80,000. We could have won, lots and lots of money at this game, like $1,600. That's what 80,000 would be. And if I'm still not happy with my strategy, I'm still not going to move up. So that's my goal for the coming days and weeks, and it will be weeks before we get this anywhere near what I want it to be before we're ready to move up. And just carry on grinding, carry on playing, carry on thinking about the game, carry on talking to people who are playing the game, and just try and devise my own strategy. I've done some courses, I've watched some videos to give me a good basic feel for what we should be doing in this game, and then I need to adjust what I think I've learned to the games that I'm in. So that's the plan for this week. It's just to carry on trying to improve, hopefully put a big week up in numbers. I'd like to have a week like that again. I don't think we will. So that's not a week, was it? I'd like to put up a 10,000 chip week, but it might be that we have a losing week because we were damn close. We only did before like these 2 days, we're almost in losing territory. And I think on this day yesterday, we went into having a losing week at one point because for the first like 100 hands, I was down like 5 buy-ins. So we were close to a losing week last week, such as the variance in this game. So yeah, just keep working hard, keep trying to fine tune my game and get it to where I want it to be. But there's one more thing I do want to say, and I say it all the time. I'm increasingly aware. I mean, on my Facebook group, and I'm going to actually make a video about this at some point in the very near future. So I don't want to go into too much. But I'm very aware that lots of you guys are out there playing No Limit Hold'em with no time to study and getting more and more fed up with the game. If you are one of those guys, you have limited time to study. You don't have enough time to study. As No Limit Hold'em in as much detail and as dedicated as you need to be good at it these days. Please, please, please do give this game a try, or give Pot Limit Omaha a try, or give 5 card Omaha a try, or give tournaments or sit and go. Do something else. Don't fall out of love with the game. Please don't. I mean, I think there's like 2 sets of like poker player types. There's the players that are more like me who came from a gambling background, so we get poker players that are gamblers. They're always going to want to play poker. But then there's poker players that came from a gaming background, who were gamers first, and then they heard about poker as a way to like play a game and make money. Those are the guys who are way more likely to fall out with the game once it's less easy to make money. And that's completely understandable. But please don't fall out of love with the game. If you want to come and play in these games because it has like probably as soft as you're going to find anywhere in the world, then please do reach out and get in touch. If you don't want to play on these apps, totally get it. Get out there, get on GG, get on Party Poker, get on Poker Stars, play the game there. I promise you, if you've at some point in your life, if you've loved No Limit Hold'em, but then the love's gone for it. I can almost guarantee you, if you pick up this game and you play at the smaller stakes, so like the finances don't matter to you at all. So if you lost like 50 buy-ins and you wouldn't care, give this game a try, and I promise you, I really do promise you, you will love this game, and it will reinvigorate you. Just give it a try. Don't hate the game. Hate the variant, I guess is what we're saying. Don't hate the game of poker. Just hate the variant if No Limit's not for you anymore. And I know there's lots of guys out there, because I was there last year, and I was never going to quit poker because I like gambling too much. But it was hard for me to put the hours in at No Limit Hold'em. But in this game, I'm not finding it remotely difficult. I mean, that doesn't look like a lot of volume, 4,500 hands. But if we're only playing like 200 hands an hour, and that's like 22 hours I put in last week, which for me is a lot compared to where it used to be. I think it can still improve. I think I'd like to get to 5,000 this week, even though it's only a small improvement. It's only like an extra couple of hours. Now, we didn't play at all Saturday. There's a couple of times when I could have played, but I decided to do something else. So I think I can maybe at some point work towards getting this up to 6,000 hands a week. But we're just going to keep trying to keep pushing it up, pushing it up. 4,500 is probably the lowest I'd want to go. Want to try and be getting eventually to 30 hours a week, but an average of 5,000 hands a week would suit me just fine at the moment. I'd be more than happy with that. So yeah, that's the goal for this week: 5,000 hands minimum, and feel like I am getting towards a point where I have a strategy that I can just rely on, stick to day after day after day, which is difficult when you're going to be implying a strategy of like at some tables doing an exclusive limp only strategy, at other tables try and mix between limping and raising. It's not going to be easy, but that's all part of the fun of the challenge, isn't it? So yeah, that's the goals for the week. That's the news from last week. Yeah, have a good week, everybody. We'll be back with probably, I think, I'm going to save some hands in the next couple of days. Maybe come in Wednesday or Thursday with some hand reviews. Maybe somebody will be with me. Maybe I'll be doing it on my own. But I think we'll go with the hand reviews. And depending on how long it takes me to collect at least 10 interesting hands, it could be any day. It could be tomorrow. Could be Wednesday. Could be Thursday. Who knows? But have a fantastic week, everybody. Spring's on the way. Hope you're all feeling a bit more cheerful. Vaccines are being rolled out. Be happy, be safe, and look after yourself. Take care, and bye bye for now.